The answer is a flat no. The majority of you do not need a VPN. Unless you're looking to pirate software or some other type of media, or you live in an extremely repressive regime, or you want to visit a website that's banned in your region, you really don't need one. Hey everyone, hope you're doing okay. Now, if that's all you wanted to know, thanks for watching and take care. Otherwise, here's the long explanation of this. This is you, this is the website you want to get to, and in between is your internet service provider, which just routes your traffic to the destination. However, this also means that your internet service provider knows exactly what sites you're going to. After all, it's not really reasonable to get into a taxi, demand that they take you to your destination, but also refuse to give them the address. Probably yes, but please listen to the full answer. Your browsing data is probably being aggregated with countless other users and being sold off to a bunch of data brokers. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that part. Now, does your ISP see what's on the page you're browsing? No. Unless you're visiting a very old website with low security. So basically, if you see this in the address bar, you should be safe. All your ISP is going to know is that you went to that website. They can't steal any personal info or credit card details, none of that stuff. Now, what if you don't want your ISP to know what site you're going to? That's where a VPN comes into play. Back to the taxi analogy, you could potentially tell the taxi driver to take you to a place where you've got a secret car stashed. Then get out, get in the secret car, and drive to your destination. All the taxi driver is going to know is that he dropped you off here to get into a car. He doesn't know where your destination is, and that's pretty much how a VPN works. So you tell the ISP to connect you to the VPN server, and again, your ISP is facilitating this, but all they know is that you're talking to this VPN server. And because you're connected to this VPN server, you can now pretend to be part of its network, and any websites that you visit while on that network are going to see this as your IP address. However, this is in the 90s, and an IP address isn't even the most common thing that he used to track you. For example, I'm sure you've heard about browser cookies. These are tiny little files that have data which help websites to enhance your browsing experience. For example, they'll keep you logged into a website between computer reboots. But on the flip side, they can store unique tracking tags to pretty much see exactly what you're doing. That's not even the tip of the iceberg. Let's take a look at this site right here. Take a look at some of the information that it's managed to gather from me just browsing the page. I haven't clicked any buttons or run anything manually in this page. What I'm trying to say is that there are more than enough data points that a website can gather from you, which will generate a unique fingerprint for your browser. And this is without having to rely on cookies at all. Remember, data brokers don't necessarily care who you are, just what your browsing habits are. If we use this little tester program from the EFF, we can see that out of 182,000 browsers that were tested in the last 45 days, mine has a unique fingerprint. So no, a VPN won't keep you anonymous unless you're willing to go into extreme tinfoil hat territory. And some of you might be thinking, why don't you just use incognito mode with a VPN? Incognito mode doesn't do anything for you. The only thing that it does is stop your device from storing any information about the sites that you visited. Everything else is still harvestable. As a side note to the last point, take a look at this. And again, this is only a web page that I've loaded. I haven't clicked any buttons or anything, and it knows the exact orientation of my phone. And like I said, any web page is capable of getting this data from your phone, and it's not going to show you this cute little graphic to let you know it's doing it. And I'm sure I don't have to spell out how to get from point A to point B with this one. Well, good luck with that. Netflix, Prime Video, and all the others, they're not dumb. Those expensive region-based licensing deals, they're not going to do anything to actively compromise those agreements with the distributors. And I can guarantee you that either the streaming service or the distributors are contracting some third-party company who are going to maintain a list of IP addresses associated with VPN endpoints. How am I so sure about this? Take a look. And sure, you might luck out and find a VPN endpoint that hasn't been listed as yet, but good luck if it lasts you more than a week. And look, I'm the first person to distrust public Wi-Fi, but the truth is, for them to intercept your traffic, let's just say that the average coffee shop doesn't have that kind of budget. And if you have people with those kinds of resources out looking for you, a VPN's not going to help you. Again, just wait until you get home to do your banking, and you'll be fine. Well, it's not going to get you better prices than Amazon. Those prices are hard-coded. The only thing you might be able to save a few bucks on are airfare, hotel, and Steam games. Now, this is only anecdotal evidence, but I've had to book 2 airfares and 3 hotels in the last couple of years, and I did experiment with trying to get a better price using a VPN. It didn't work at all. But again, this is anecdotal. It may work for you. As for Steam games, yeah, it'll probably work, but have fun getting your Steam account banned when they catch you. Now, everything I've told you so far isn't really a downside to using a VPN. They're just, well, not positive. So, can a VPN actually make your browsing experience worse? Yeah, it absolutely can. I hope you like identifying which squares contain parts of buses and bicycles, because you're about to get endless captchas. Why is this happening? Well, because there's probably a few thousand of you using that IP address. If a bunch of you are on the same website, it's going to look a lot like bot activity. In fact, you don't even need to be visiting the same website as the other few thousand people, because so many websites use services like Cloudflare to detect bot activity. Cloudflare is going to see one IP address hitting a whole bunch of its websites, and it's going to flag that and hand you a nice captcha to solve. And yeah, Cloudflare is smart. They're going to know that this random IP address in Bulgaria doesn't belong to a university or some other legit institution. If you're willing to go that route, you might as well stop in at Honest Al's Used Cars and Fried Chicken on the way. Call me skeptical, but I wouldn't trust a VPN company to be on the forefront of anti-malware technology. In any case, they're probably just using a basic block list. You can do the same thing for free by using a service like Quad9. Plus, bad ads should be more of a concern for you. I, along with the FBI, would recommend that you use an ad blocker. If you've decided to sail the 7 seas, the companies that monitor those sites for copyright infringement, they go after perpetrators by looking at the IP addresses that are downloading the torrents. However, if you're using a VPN, they will only see this IP address, and generally, they won't bother chasing them down. However, this is illegal. Don't do that. The second legitimate use for this is if you're living in a repressive regime that monitors and filters internet traffic. However, if you're using it for this purpose, you should know you're probably lighting a beacon under yourself by using a VPN. If where you're living is that bad, I'm sure they have absolutely no problems tossing you into a dungeon with no evidence. And the final legitimate use for a VPN is to visit websites that have been banned or restricted where you're living. I'm sure there's quite a few new VPN users from Florida and South Carolina recently, but again, I'm not sure how legal it is to use it for that purpose. For all I know, you can find yourself slapped with a fine if they find out. So, do you need a VPN? Probably not. Believe me when I say, considering how the average person uses the internet, it's next to impossible to maintain your privacy. Just keep in mind, I'm not telling you to go and be reckless. Why do I have a VPN? For work. I use it to test geo-blocking for clients. So, if you have this one highly specific need, then yeah, go sign up for one. Also, I've tried to make this video as accessible to everyone as possible, so this is a very high level overview of the subject. If you folks want to know more about any specific points, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. And yeah, I know that by releasing this video, I've essentially blacklisted myself from ever getting a VPN sponsorship. Maybe I'll regret it in the future when I'm eating out of a dumpster, but I'm not gonna lie to you folks. And also, why did I open the year with this video rather than a repair? Well, I tried. This is what happened. Hey everyone, Happy New Year. I'm back with the content you crave. namely a dingy old space heater. Picked this up from the Princess Auto scratch and dent sale sometime last year. $2. Tag says defective. So let's plug this in, see if I can burn down my house right away. Never mind. Right. And I do feel heat here. And the tip over works. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm gonna go find something else to fix.